Hi there, this is the rather deceptive Reti trap in the two knights defence. It's a fine trap for black and it's taken from the game Euwe against Reti 1920 in a line that Reti himself played several times. In the two knights defence e4, e5, knight f3 and knight c6, bishop c4 and knight f6. Rather than playing a fried liver type line with knight g5, possibly the best move for white, d4. E takes on d4 and castles. Black's best defense here is simply to take the pawn on e4, and with correct play, white will get very little with the rook e1, because after d5, black's defenses here are adequate. There is a little tactic that white can play here with the pseudo-sacrificial line bishop takes on d5, because after queen takes on d5, knight to c3, hitting the queen and the knight with the pawn on d4, pinned by the queen on d1, meaning white's going to recover that piece. Queen a5, possibly black's most resilient defense here, and knight takes on d4 by white. Now this is perhaps a mistake. In fact, it is a mistake. White should continue with knight takes on e4, and that's going to be probably equality, pure equal position. If instead white goes for gambiting a whole piece with knight takes on d4, then black's going to take knight takes on d4, queen takes on d4. It looks as if white does have some kind of overwhelming position. This knight looks as if it's dead. That's not actually the case, because black can defend adequately with f5. Obviously not f3 now by white, because bishop c5 is just simply going to pick up the queen and win the game for black. So f3 doesn't work. White's going to continue energetically with bishop g5, and this is an illusionary and counterintuitive position, in that it really appears as if white has an overwhelming position when in fact he has next to nothing. That queen d8 check really doesn't give white too much. Black will continue with queen c5, happily offering a trade of queens, which obviously white declines. He gets the queen to d8, but after king f7, that queen perhaps is actually misplaced on d8. Well, knight takes on e4 is met by f takes on e4, and rook takes on e4 now. That's not going to work, because bishop f5 is hitting the queen and hitting the rook, and that's going to leave black firmly in control. So instead of rook takes on e4, white tries rook a d1, but now bishop d6, activating the bishop, happily giving up the rook on h8 for active attacking play by black. Also, the queen is defending the bishop on g5, so if the queen takes the rook, as it does here, queen takes h8, now queen takes on g5. f4 hits the queen, and many very good moves here for black. Even e takes on f3, allowing queen e8 check, isn't really that bad for black. But better is queen h4, because now after rook takes on e4, black is winning by offering up another rook. Bishop h3, offering up the rook on a8 now, hitting the queen. So queen takes on a8, and it's mate after bishop c5 check. If one of the rooks interpose, let's say rook e4, then bishop takes, check, rook takes, so there's mate there on e1. So interposing with a rook is of no help. If the king moves to f1, then queen f2 is mate. And if king h1, then black mates beautifully by bishop takes on g2, another sacrifice, because after king takes on g2, queen g4 check. King h1 is mate on the move with queen f3, and if the king moves to f1, then is going to be mated on f2 after queen f3 and mate will happen on f2 on the next move, queen f2. So that's checkmate. Beautiful trap there. This is called the Reti trap in the two knights defense. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.